Hello, hello, African American history. It's me, Ms. DeVos, coming at you from live from 1926 Wellesley Avenue, St. Paul. Um, my son's old room, which I converted into an office for me right now. So it's Tuesday nights, and I'm sorry about the glow of the green light in my eyes. That's just how it's going to work right now. Anyway, preparing this for your class tomorrow, for Wednesday. There's nothing to turn in for class today. Basically, I'm going to do a little trust thing with you and hope that you read the information, look at it, listen to this video. If you choose not to do it, that's okay. We don't always. I'm not going to make you turn in something today to prove that you listened to it, okay, or that you read. That's all right. We're down to the wire, right? We only have, after today, we only meet the 15th, the 19th, and then the seniors' last day is the 21st. And after that, we just have a couple more sessions for juniors too. So we don't have a whole lot more time together, which is really, it's hard. This is a hard, everyone keeps saying it's a hard time. It is a hard time. It really is. Anyway, so today we're going back to 2005. My original intent was to focus more on Hurricane Katrina today. And I'm doing a little bit of that. But first, to get you in the mood, 2005, we've got a little Kanye hit from 2005. Sorry, there's a parental warning on the lyrics. Sorry. But, we're trying to keep it authentic here, right? So that's on there. And then there's a picture you'll see that went through the Associated Press wire. So the Associated Press, this big group, and they kind of send photos and news stories to different outlets to people that can't be there in person. And there are these two photos that they ran, and little heading that was with them was written by someone at the Associated Press. And one is post-Hurricane Katrina, this guy, African-American man in chest-high water holding groceries. And the caption says, a man after looting, the word they used was looting. And there's another photo. Same type of deal. This is a white guy and a white girl, though. They're doing the same thing with the groceries in the chest-deep water after they've found food. Okay, so why the terminology for looting for one person and finding food for the other? I think it's racism. There are many that be like, oh, you're being too sensitive, but really, let's think about that. All right, the other thing, though, we're talking about today, too, is I'm sure a lot of you, most of you, have heard about the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, the 25-year-old, soon turned 26, we've had his birthday just the other day, African-American man who was jogging in Georgia and was chased by a white man and his son. The father, I think, was a former police officer or something. They thought that he looked like a suspect or something. This is all shady, right? They thought that he looked like a suspect. So they took it upon themselves to race home, arm themselves. Okay, why not? If you really think that, why not call the police, arm themselves, go after Ahmaud and tell him to stop. I don't know about you. I'm a black person jogging in a neighborhood. Two white guys come after me with a gun and say, stop, I want to talk to you. I get the hell out of there, right? It's terrifying. And I think he basically tried to get the gun away or like push the gun away, and they feared for their life. Again, do I have a bias here and an opinion? Yes, I do. My opinion, you don't have to agree with me. I'm just kind of giving you my reactions to all this. I'd love to hear yours. I really would. And shot him and killed 3 times. 3 times? You're worried for your life and you're going to shoot this gentleman 3 times. So the kicker is, and again, most of you probably already know this for those that don't, that this murder happened in February. These 2 men were never charged with murder. They were living at home, just regular, just doing their thing. They went home. They killed somebody. They weren't arrested until video footage of them killing him went viral, went out in the public. And there's a whole lot of shady stuff. People are like, well, knew someone, a prosecutor, well, I knew him, so I had to recuse myself, excuse myself from this, from being arresting him, the dad, and it's just really, uh, it sounds like shocking. Obviously, it's shocking, right? This happens too much. It happens a lot, and I don't know. It's like, here's the thing. If this video footage didn't come up, would anything have happened? Would we know about this? How many places does this go on? Is this, I doubt this is something that just happened in one place. I think this treatment um, is more widespread than we know. Um, and the other thing about this too is a lot of people were posting the actual video footage of Ahmaud being shot. And I caution against people posting stuff like that. No one needs to be, that could be very traumatic for people to see that. It could be traumatic for anyone to see it. It could be traumatic for people of color to have to witness another killing. Okay, so you've got to be sensitive about that, not putting things up like that for shock value. Maybe put the pictures up of the two men that killed him. But so that's something I've got for you too. And then at the very end, I've got this clip. I shared it on Facebook with my friends, old people, social media. And it's called 65 things white people can do for racial justice. A lot of times people will post these things and say, oh, my thoughts and prayers are with you. It's awesome. It's great to pray for people. I believe it. But we need to do more. Okay? We need to do more. I feel like I shouldn't have to tell students, be careful when you go out jogging because someone might try to shoot you. That seems ridiculous to me. Do I need to tell students, hey, don't buy a gun and go shooting people? I mean, that's the other thing too. How is that right? Sorry if I seem a little salty. This is just something that has been bothering me, and I feel like I'm very remiss if we didn't talk about this in class. I wish we were in class together so we could talk about this. Anyway, I'm babbling on and on. This thing is getting longer. So I'm going to share something with you. One of the articles is from the BBC, and the BBC is the British news service. Okay, so I'm going to just do this, and we'll do it this one. So can you see this? Okay. So anyway, this is the BBC News, and sometimes I like to look at this and go, okay, what's the rest of the world looking at like this? Like, how do other countries see what's going on here to get a fresh look at this? It's kind of interesting. It's interesting. I was reading a talk, and Germany doesn't have the death penalty. I'm going off on a tangent. They don't have the death penalty. And the people there, like, we couldn't possibly have the death penalty with our history of mass killing of Jews. We couldn't have that here, especially if it happened that many of the people that we harmed before, that we killed before, had this history with, are people that are getting killed. And it's very interesting because the U.S. does have the death penalty, and our history with race is still something people don't want to look at or take responsibility for or make the connection. So anyway, so here's the BBC, and it goes on over here. It gives a lot of basic stuff. And here, how he dies. It's kind of dry. So yeah, what's this vigilante stuff? So they armed themselves with a pistol and shotgun, pursued him. Stop, we want to talk with you. He said then that Mr. Arbery attacked his son, right? I think he's trying to get the gun away from him. But he had 2 gunshot wounds in his chest and one of his wrists. But here's the other thing that I find, I don't understand this, and maybe I'm being suspicious. Why the heck do they have this? It says 2 gunshot wounds in his chest and a gunshot graze wound on the inside of one of his wrists. So it was pretty close. He did not have drugs or alcohol in his system. Why is that necessary? He's going out for a jog. Why would you assume he'd have drugs and alcohol in his system? What does this have to do with anything? And, did the father-son duo have drugs or alcohol in their system? to let me know, am I being too nitpicky about this? But that just seems weird to me, okay? That just seems really, really strange. And even if he did have drugs or alcohol in his system, what does it have to do with anything? It still doesn't deserve to get shot, right? So we go on, and that was one of the things. Here they are. Um, they believe the father and son used citizens arrest rights in confronting him. So the second district attorney told police he believed the father and son used citizens arrest rights in confronting the jogger, and that as a result, there were no grounds for arrest. I again, like, what? So you take it upon yourself and citizens arrest. You were wrong. This guy did nothing bad, and you shot him, but you still think that's okay because you thought you had the right to a citizen's arrest of an innocent person. I don't understand. Uh, we've got more um, about Arbery here. And some people are also adding things like when he was in high school, he got in trouble for something and a probation violation. Again, does that matter? I don't think it matters. I mean, I'm sure you could dig up a lot of stuff about anyone's past, but that still doesn't mean that they should be shot. Okay, um, so. So anyway, there's the videos and everything else. So the part that really bothered me, like I said, was that whole idea uh, um, that um, the whole no drugs or alcohol in the system. Also, who's the guy who filmed it? Apparently, William Bryan, who filmed the first video, he appeared to have been following Mr. Arbery in hot pursuit. Um, he's very sorry to Arbery's family, but he did not answer questions on how he can be filming at the scene. Weird, right? I don't understand. I'm suspicious, and we go on and on and on with this. So, and then this law in Georgia, and in the citizens arrest law, an individual can detain someone they've seen committing a serious crime, and if the suspect is trying to escape. Okay, they did not see him doing any kind of crime. He did no crime. Um, the law does not always allow deadly force in carrying out an arrest. That's limited to self-defense. Okay, so this is just bringing up memories from me of Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, assuming that he needed to go in and be a vigilante and then use a gun. Kid did nothing wrong. All right. I wonder what's going to happen when this does go, case goes to court. What if those two men are found not guilty? I just think about, again, you saw a short clip of the Rodney King verdict, and the police officers found not guilty. So this is disturbing. All right, no kidding, DeVos. Of course, it's disturbing. Here's that other article, I think 65 things white people can do for racial justice. Yeah, look at that. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do, mostly educate yourself and educate other people. Call out stuff that you see that's racist. Okay, call it out. If you're with a friend and a friend happens to be a person of color and they're treated, they're profiled in the store that you're in, call that store out. Complain while you're there. Go to social media and complain about that store. Why not? Okay. And here's another article, NPR, another article about the case misconduct on account of the prosecution, which is good that they're doing that. Again, this should be looked into. And again, just something, this idea again that they murdered him on February 23rd, and the arrest was recent. So if you want to, and again, this is bringing up also hate crimes legislation too. I think it's pretty interesting. Read them and make your own opinion. Let's see. Stop presenting. Read, find out, watch news reports and everything. But again, read with a critical eye, because that whole thing with the BBC, I'm like, oh, this will be kind of interesting, unbiased, another country. Then I'm like, what? What's this stuff about drug and alcohol? You know me, I get upset about things, and I'm like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." That's how I do. Okay, so that's that for today. Read those things over, look at that, become informed. We'll meet again on Friday, the 15th. We will watch the documentary 13th. It's amazing. And again, thinking of mass incarceration, going off of that convict leasing that we heard after post Jim Crow. And now, why are there so many people of color in the prison system? Much more overrepresented, right? Yet not guilty. I think the statistics show that people of color are not more likely to use drugs or to sell drugs than white people, but they're disproportionately arrested and serving jail time. Okay, so think about that. I hope you get some time outside. It's a beautiful, beautiful couple of days. I miss you. You're in my hearts. And again, email me opinions, thoughts, article you want to send me. Please, let's share some information. And again, form your own opinion. Like, right? I'm just kind of giving you my gut reaction. If we were in class, I would hope we would have some discussion going on here. All right. Take care. See you later.